May greed not push us to our deaths. The moon is out again tonight, and I shall tell you another story. You see, once upon a time, in a kingdom not too far from here, there lived a king who had a golden ring. The king treasured his gold ring so much because it had been a gift from his father, who got it from his own father. But one day he went on a journey, and while trying to cross a river, his ring fell into the water. But the king did not notice until he got to his palace. He arrived at his palace, and to his utter shock, he discovered that his ring had left his finger. The king was devastated. He called upon the town crier and asked him, "Go round the town and tell everyone that my gold ring is missing. Announce that anyone who finds my gold ring shall be rewarded heavily." The town crier left the king's presence. He went round the village and did as the king instructed him to do. The villagers were all excited. They were all searching for the golden ring of the king. Everyone wanted to be the one to find this gold ring. But one day, Hamid, a poor fisherman, was fishing. He caught a very large fish. When he got home, he cut this fish open to eat, only to find a ring in the stomach of this fish. He picked the ring up and recognized this ring as the king's missing ring. He was beside himself with excitement. Off he ran to the palace. When he got to the palace, he met with the king's servant. At the entrance, the guards asked him, "Why do you want to see the king, O peasant?" He said, "Well, I was fishing today when I caught a large fish and took home. When I cut the fish open to eat, I found the king's ring in the belly of the fish." The servant said, "Oh, that's great. The king would be happy to receive you. But you must promise us something before we allow you in. Otherwise, we won't allow you to see the king." The man said, "Oh, what would that be?" "Well, the king has promised that any man at all who finds his ring will be rewarded handsomely. We want 25% of whatever you get from the king. Hamid said, well, that is no problem. I will be happy to give that to you. And they laughed. You can go in now. They allowed him in. But that was not all. Before Hamid could get to the king, he had to cross 4 different sets of guards. He had just crossed the first one. He had 3 more groups of guards to cross to get to the king. And at each point he got to, they made him promise to give something, 25% of whatever gifts he got from the king, else they would not grant him access to the king. Hamid acceded to their wishes. He accepted to give 25% to the 4 groups of guards he met before he was finally granted access to the king. When he got to the king, he went down on his knees and said, "Oh king, I have come to see you. I'm a poor and humble fisherman, and while fishing today at the river, I caught a big fish, which I took home to eat. When I got home and slit open the fish belly, I discovered your golden ring, and I have brought it back to you." The king was amazed. "Oh, get up, and come here." He hugged Hamid and said, "Thank you very much for helping me to find my ring." He slid the ring back on his finger. Then he said, "Oh, poor fisherman, ask me anything you want and I shall give it to you. Is it money? Do you want wealth? Do you want clothes? Is it animals that you want? I have a lot of domestic animals which I am going to give to you." Again, Hamid went down on his knees and said, "Oh king, I want nothing of your wishes." The king asked, "But how can you want nothing of wealth? You are poor." Hamid said, "Oh, the only thing I want at this time, I want you to give me 25 lashes of the whip." The king was shocked. A man who had just discovered one of his greatest possessions is asking to be flogged. How is that possible? Then he asked Hamid, "Mention something else because I cannot punish you. What you have done is a good deed. Why should I punish you for it?" But Hamid said, "King, that is the only thing I want." The king decided to inquire further, and he discovered that his guards had made Hamid promised 25% of whatever he got from him. So he called the guards and asked them to lie down. He said he had decided to give Hamid 400 strokes of cane as reward for helping him find his gifts. And since they've all demanded 25% of it, they would all share as they always share the lashes, the strokes of cane. So he ordered the guards to lie down and ordered that they should all be whipped. They all had to share among themselves 400 lashes of the whip. After flogging them, and they were all writhing on the floor with pain, he called Hamid and rewarded Hamid handsomely with riches, wealth in gold and silver, and thanked him very much for helping him to find his golden ring. So Hamid left the palace a happy man. Well, as I said at the beginning, Do not be corrupt. Do not eat that which will cause your debts. Be honest in your dealings with people. Do not accept bribes for the things you do. I'll see you again another time. Hmm.